Hey guys, Uncle Ray, welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. On this channel, we cut through the hype and the noise, and I give you the non-biased information you can use to make informed decisions. Now, I have a financial background. I used to work for Bear Stearns. Heck, I bought my first foreign currency back in like 1990. Now, I do my research for me, and I share with my community. Now, I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear. And you need to hear me out in this video. Now, before we dive into it, I want to make it extremely clear. I can't be more bullish because the macro for Bitcoin and crypto is huge. Yes, the charts are brutal. Yes, the projects are going down, but I'm still extremely bullish. Now in this video, we're going to talk about a lot of different things. I'm going to show you some charts, but I'm going to give you 20 reasons why the crypto summit at the White House was extremely bullish and people just don't get it. No one's talking about what I'm going to share with you. Well, I'm going to share 20 reasons why that crypto summit was extremely bullish and why I'm still bullish. And we're going to talk about moving forward. And I'm going to tell you the good and the bad, my concerns, and kind of my strategy as we go through this. Now, my goal in this channel is to get everyone in that 10% club. 90% of everyone investing in crypto lose money. And I think the biggest reason is misinformation and people telling you what you want to hear. But outside of that, no one ever wants to talk about the risk. You know, being as old as I am, and I watched the 2000.com explode, crypto reminds me of what's coming, and that's a whole different story. But I've never been around an investor that never wanted to talk about the downside. Every wealthy person I've ever talked to about any investment, they understand the upside will take care of itself. They only want to talk about the downside. What's my risk? What versus reward? And when do I get my money back? That's what they care about. Not in crypto, they call it FUD. So we're going to have a hard conversation in this video. It's going to turn a lot of people off. Hit the unlike button, and probably crypto might not be for you. But if you're doing well in this bull run, like a lot of people are, hey, send me an email. Let's have a conversation, but definitely keep doing what you're doing. That being said, we're going to take a look at some charts. I'm going to give you the 20 reasons that I think most people missed about the Bitcoin summit. And then we're just going to talk about the big picture and why I'm so bullish and most people aren't. But quite frankly, guys, the people I follow and the people I listen to, they're about as bullish as me. So hit the like button. Let's dive into it. Now, I know, guys, that this is brutal, and it is brutal. And we're going to talk more about that toward the end of this video. But I've said since my very first video, like 3 years ago, 800 videos ago, that because of my background, that I understood the banks, primarily the central banks, Wall Street, and the governments, primarily the U.S. government, are going to pick winners and losers. That no matter how sexy these stories are, they are going to go into the hands of the people that dominate the world in every sector right now, as a general rule. And the other day I typed in a Grok, I said, 99% of all these tokens are going to disappear. And Grok said, well, that's 1%. Grok said it's going to be more like 0.01% for whatever that's worth. And I've always known that. But, and the reason I knew that is because I've been behind the scenes, guys. The world is ruthless. No one cares about me and you. They see money to be made, easy money. That's called the smart money. They can manipulate. They can move markets. They have countless strategies to go long and short and straddle where they make money, where the market just sits still. They have endless ways to take people's money. And this is just too easy and it's unregulated. And we're going to talk about my biggest concern in this video. So anyway, let's dive into it. And if I trigger you, feel free to hit that unlike button, like I said. All right, guys, this is Bitcoin dominance. It is just getting stronger and stronger. And if you think about it, it makes sense. The people that have been in Bitcoin, especially the smart money, the big money, why would they roll out right now into altcoins when they're making money in Bitcoin and everything about Bitcoin is positive? And I mean everything. Yeah, it's pulling back. That's making most people extremely happy. I wish it would drop back down to $30,000 or $50,000 so I could pick up a lot more Bitcoin. Anyway, here's the USDT, and I want to bring something to your attention. It's just going up and up. That means people are taking their money out of the crypto market, putting it into altcoins. Well, that's both good and bad. The money's not leaving crypto. So that money is going to go back in. Now, what this chart shows me though, see, this is people taking profits and getting in altcoins, getting out of altcoins and getting in stable coins. But look how fast it drops, guys. But then no more do they buy it. They're taking profits. It goes down, they're buying, they take their profits. It's probably going to go back down because they're going to invest, but they're probably going to continue this trend for a while. Something to think about. Now, like I said, I want to talk about something that no one seems to be talking about like it was nothing. Everyone wants to whiny baby about the US government. They're not buying Bitcoin. They said they're going to be buying Bitcoin. And that's the 20 things I'm going to talk to you about. But just zoom out and think about something, guys. Two things Trump can't do. He can't show the world that he doesn't believe in the US dollar, right? So therefore, he's not going to tell the world that the future is Bitcoin. The world is the dollar. And that's the way it needs to be, and that's the way Trump wants it. That also, why would you signal to the world that you're going to start buying Bitcoin? If Trump would have came out the other day and said the US government is going to start printing money and buying Bitcoin tomorrow morning, Bitcoin would have went to like 125 and probably at the end of the week, who knows? We could have hit $200,000 and the government hadn't even bought yet. That's not a smart thing. Now, what exactly did he say? He said, we are going to put together a strategy of the smartest people on the planet. Like Michael Saylor was there, the two billionaire twins, all these guys that know how to make money were there. They have multiple strategies, right? You're going to have all these guys from Wall Street telling the government how to make money, how to do it budget neutral. That's the key. And think about this, guys. Could you imagine? And this is why I knew or felt that the government was no way, shape, or form ever going to buy altcoins, not even Ethereum. And the reason being, guys, is look how volatile. Could you imagine buying something like XRP or ADA and it drops 93% like it has every bull cycle or bear cycle? And you tell the US government, well, we bought $1 billion of this altcoin and now it's worth 22 million or $200 million. Oh, it'll come back. I knew that wasn't a thing. I was a little off and it still could come true. I thought when he submits to Congress and the Senate of what he wants to do about buying it, which apparently he's probably not even going to do, that he was going to use those as a bargaining tool to get the Bitcoin reserve. But apparently he doesn't even need to do that if he's not going to print money to buy it. But maybe that's his strategy on down the road. Now, I went to Grok and I said, okay, give me some reasons, or not reasons, give me some methods that are budget neutral, how the US government can be buying Bitcoin. He gave me 20. All right, I'm just going to roughly go through those, but some of them are immensely good, guys. The number one, the first one, he can leverage seized assets and trade those in to Bitcoin, right? When you seize a drug lord's, Lamborghini in his mansion and it's got $22 million worth of property, roll that into Bitcoin. He can issue Bitcoin backed securities like bonds that acquire Bitcoin. I think that's probably the Michael Saylor type strategy, and that could be huge. We could accept Bitcoin for government payments like taxes, fines, fees. We can sell excess gold. Why not sell at least a portion of our gold reserve? Monetize currency swap lines to fund BTC purposes, our purchases, auction surplus real estate. Guys, we've got old government buildings all around the world. We have Navy bases and stuff like that that are just abandoned. We can sell that, roll it into Bitcoin. We can redirect seized non-Bitcoin crypto like Ethereum and XRP or anything that we seize from hackers or whatever, roll it into Bitcoin. Why would you keep the altcoin? Doesn't make sense. Trade excess foreign currency reserves. Now think about this, guys. We do own euros and yen all over, as a government. Well, roll that into Bitcoin. We can lease federal assets, land, mineral rights. Think about that. That's huge, guys. And turn those into Bitcoin through their payments. We can sell obsolete military equipment. Guys, think about it. We left, this is a perfect strategy. Think about this. We left $800 billion worth of military equipment, helicopters, tanks, everything when we pulled out of the last war. The dumbest thing America ever did. From my understanding, a lot of it is still sitting there. What if we just went and got it and auctioned it, rolled it into Bitcoin? Not saying any of this can happen, but if Trump is serious and he really wants to make this happen, there's endless ways, guys. You can partner with private Bitcoin donors. Think about this. Trump doesn't need money, and Trump's not running again. The Republicans will, but what if you said, hey, when you send us money, why don't you send it in Bitcoin? Or, hey, billionaires around the world that want to come to America, like with the gold card is talking about, it's $5 million. You need to pay in Bitcoin or just transfer it into Bitcoin. That is a good one, in my opinion. You can have people just flat out, just like people give to charities. Think about it, guys. People like Michael Saylor could get that ball rolling. Well, I'm just going to donate, 1,000 Bitcoins, whatever. Billionaires, that's nothing, guys, but it can add up. You can use our excess energy capacity. Think about it, guys. We have hydroelectric dams, we have solar farms. They could be mining Bitcoin directly. Not saying they could, but we could lease that and let someone else mine it and then pay us a percent in Bitcoin. We can barter surplus commodities. Guys, we have the most oil of anyone in the world. No one ever talks about that but Trump. We could sell that, loan it out, do a lot of different things, roll it into Bitcoin. We could redirect savings from the government efficiency program, like all this waste, like when he's talking about sending everybody $5,000, that's 20%. It's billions and billions. He might say, well, we're also, since we saved it, it's budget neutral, we're going to buy Bitcoin, right? We can offer Bitcoin as an option for federal auction payments, right? Like spectrum auctions, drilling rights, things like that. We can accept Bitcoin donations from foreign governments uh, for our trade deals, our tariffs, and things like that. We can use proceeds from federal patents, IP licensing to buy Bitcoins. Think about it, guys. It's unlimited the things we can do. And so that makes me extremely bullish. Now, if you're still with me, this is gonna be brutal. And if you don't like the truth and you don't like hard conversation, you don't want to talk about your downside, you might want to just leave right now. But this is alpha. I think everyone needs to at least think about. Because, guys, my biggest concern is not that the liquidity is going to flow into crypto. It's coming. I have no doubt. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I know the risk, but I'm very, very bullish. The liquidity's coming. We haven't seen anything yet. But my biggest concern is what this bull run is, the rest of this bull run is going to look like. I don't think that all these shit tokens are going to pump to new all-time highs. I don't doubt that everything won't pump a little, maybe a 1x, 2 or 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x. But the whole reason we're here is not for that. I don't think the majority of these are going to see that type of pump. I hope I'm wrong, but it's something you have to plan for. What's your strategy? Most people are just waiting for altcoin season. If you've watched this channel 100 times, you've heard me say probably 300 times, take profits or become the profits. That waiting for altcoin season, trying to catch the top, man, no one. I don't know anyone, not a single soul that regrets taking some profits, taking something off the table so they have dry powder right now. Not one single altcoin, except maybe Mantra. Maybe. Really depends on when you bought it. And even then, you should take some off the table. You would have some dry powder. Now, here's the biggest by far concern. And, you know, back in 2000, the dot-com, we had thousands of corporations going public. It was just like this. Kids out of Silicon Valley were becoming multimillionaires worth hundreds of millions. Wasn't a lot of billionaires back then. That wasn't even a thing. But it seemed like overnight, guys, they just all disappeared. And I went back and looked at the history of the IPOs of those amazing companies that were changing the world in 1999. The top 100 IPOs, not one of those companies are still here. Not one. And so here's what I believe. I believe this is the first time in history, well, I know this part's true, that Wall Street has pumped, for example, retail bags. And Wall Street doesn't like that. They're smarter, they have more money, have more power, they have more knowledge, everything. They don't like that. I always knew they're going to flip that. I just didn't know when. Well, they're flipping it hard right now. Now, once we have Trump in the White House, like right now, we have Trump in the White House, we're going to have regulation clarity. So stay with me, guys, because we're going to walk through, and I just want you to think of something. I'm not trying to tell anyone to buy or sell or do anything. I just want you to think about something. Is once we have regulation clarity, Wall Street's going to start showing their might. And they're going to start rolling out their technology, or we're going to start seeing it. So when you take away the speculation of all this change the world technology, I'm going to go through the top 100 and let's just really think about what Wall Street or the banks or the governments really need. There's a lot of sexy stories, and I believe a lot of these sexy stories are still going to rip. I want to make that clear before we go through this, because a lot of you are going to start whiny babying, hit the unlike button, crying, hating in the comments. But this is a big boy conversation. So if you don't want to put your big girl panties on, you probably should go ahead and drop this part of the video. But let's look at something, guys. If Wall Street is going to roll in, the legacy banks are going to roll in because now they know what they're dealing with. What do you think they're going to do? What technology do you think they need? Right? We're going to take speculation out of it because none of us use this stuff. Wall Street doesn't use much of it, and they don't want to use it. They don't need to use it. They're going to use their own stuff. But let's talk about it. All right. Obviously, the world loves Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes away, it's all going away except for some of the tech. If you want to see the future, go look at Galaxy Digital. Look what Coinbase did with Base. They cloned the OP stack, and this is a perfect example. They cloned the OP stack, and now they're beating them with their own tech. And they took the token away. No token needed. And they make millions and millions of dollars with OP tech. Why do we need OP? It's probably going to disappear because Coinbase has all the customers. They onboard the customers. No one needs optimism long term. All right. So we got Bitcoin. And the Bitcoin ecosystem, like the Lightning Network, no token needed. That's probably the future. Ethereum. No matter what, guys, whether you love or hate Ethereum, which I'm stacking it hard under 2,000, I can't imagine not hitting a new all-time high, is it controls like 85% of all tokenized assets. That's the future. Wall Street doesn't care about the fees. They don't care about anything but the security. And when they build on Ethereum with the tokenized assets, they run nodes, guys, so it doesn't cost them all that money. They may actually make money from running their nodes. People just don't understand it. People want to compare Ethereum and talk about Ethereum, well, it's slow and all that. Guys, it's a football team. Compare the ecosystem, and almost every project that you love is built on Ethereum. And if it's not, wherever it's built has to be EVM compatible. So for now, Ethereum is the chosen one. Now, do we need XRP? I don't see why. I know, I can hear the crying already. They have their own supply. They build out services. Ripple's amazing. But anyone can build a ledger. Nothing special about XRP or the ledger. Binance. The world probably needs Binance for a while. We don't need Solana, but we need a Solana, right? And I didn't mean to say that about XRP, actually. I'm just going to tell you the ones we need, right? We obviously don't need Dogecoin, but we do need a Tron. Globally, you need a layer one like Tron. Doesn't mean Tron's the one, but it does make a ton of money and it has a good global presence. For now, the world needs Chainlink. That's going to disappear unless they change the way they do things. And as it sits, you need adoption, which nothing has more adoption than Chainlink. But it doesn't make any money to support its ecosystem. Now, they may change that, but it's just an oracle, right? It's software. Its competition's probably going to launch and there won't be a token needed. I believe the world needs Hedera, and Hedera will be able to scale. It's proven that. It's doing more transactions supposedly. It doesn't report. That's why you don't hear about it. But I think it will be able to support its ecosystem in the future. But do I think it's a good long-term investment? No, it's a gas token. SUI. SUI has great tech and is getting adoption. We may not need SUI, but we need a SUI like I was talking about. Concoin, we don't need it, but it may have a future, just not as an investment. Mantra, we need a project like Mantra, but I'm not convinced it's the chosen one. And long term, I don't think it'll be around as an investment opportunity in, say, 10 years. BitGet, of course, we need exchanges. Hyperliquid for the big boy guys that like to trade on the DEX. Hyperliquid is awesome. I'm 100% bullish. It makes a ton of money. Uniswap, highly needed, makes a ton of money. We may not need Aave, but we need Aave. And that's probably one of the projects that Wall Street's going to use. JP Morgan used them 2 years ago for a test run. And when they tokenized, I believe it was the Swiss franc or whatever it was stacked on Aave. Ondo, with the real world asset narratives, I believe Ondo is probably the safest bet out there outside of Bitcoin. I could be wrong, but fast forward 10 years from now, I don't think it is probably going to be a investment potential, right? I don't want to harp on ICP, but a lot of people think it has the most amazing tech and decentralized. The number one thing it has is its decentralized cloud storage uh, that it has, tech. But think about it, guys. Look who the competition is: Amazon, Microsoft, and Google. Really? Now that they have regulation, which first of all, I don't think they have the demand. The world, no one's running around. We all use their cloud storage. I don't care. Do you care? I want someone to call if I have an issue. But do you think Coca-Cola or the banks that have trillions, literally trillions of dollars in their cloud storage, all those records, no one's marching in the streets saying, oh, we need decentralization. They don't want decentralization. And if they need it, they're not going to partner with Internet Computer. They're just going to create their own tech. They have all the customers. Think about it, guys. That I know that hurts, and that doesn't mean ICP can't do okay in this bull run. It may pump again, but long term, guys, we don't need that stuff. All right, mantle. We need a mantle. BitTensor, we can use it, but we don't need it. And if it is needed, well, Wall Street will go create what it is that we need. Same with render. We don't technically need it. We can use it short term, but if it does become something we need, Wall Street will clone it. Um, Sonic. Sonic may have a future. Does it need to pump? I don't know. The on the global side, it has great tech. It's a great layer one. Let's see. I think IP Story, it could make it. It could be one of the strongest contenders. Um, but then again, maybe because I think that Wall Street doesn't want to spend the time, money, and effort to clone it when they can just use theirs, because it's not a big enough moneymaker like banking or payments or something. ASI Alliance with AI and AI agents, I would have to think with the powerhouses, they're the ones to watch. Does that mean they're needed or have to pump? No. One thing I want to say about quant, guys, while I have it here, again, not harp it, don't start crying. But guys, quant is just software. It has great tokenomics, but it's not even remotely in the lead for what it does. There's a lot of software companies around the world has a lot more dominance, and they have the customers, and they don't have a token because there's no reason for the token. XDC, everybody's like, oh, XDC, tokenized assets, it's going to take over the world. They have a ledger, da da da. XDC is a clone, a fork, a fork of Ethereum. Why would we use XDC in their ledger? If a company, a small company, can fork it and turn it into a really good company, which it is, like R3 pretty much dominates with that tech, but it's still a tiny, tiny company. So if it does become what could be the future, they'll just fork it. It'd take them a day. Now we got AI agents. It wouldn't take them even a day to create the exact same copy. I know you don't want to hear that, guys. As good as Stacks is, they could create a lot of stuff where we need it. and they want to use it because of the Bitcoin ecosystem. But guys, 10 years from now, I don't see it being a investment. I don't really see any of this stuff being needed. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, that's the top 100 guys, and I know that was kind of brutal, but just take lean back for a second and think about what tech. No matter how sexy it is and how great it is, what tech does Wall Street or a central bank need from the crypto community? You know, Jamie Dimon, who I do not like, he said blockchain's the future, crypto's a scam. They move trillions, trillions a day, like from 6 to 11 trillion on the high end, 16 trillion a day. And now they're starting to move hundreds of billions on their blockchain, and the tech's getting better and better. Look what Swift's doing. They're already creating instant settlement. They have their own tech, atomic settlement. No one needs XRP. No one needs HBAR. They may choose to tie in that in the future, but they don't need it. Swift is going to keep its lion's share. It's growing every day. JP Morgan's going to keep its lion's share. It takes this tech and it's growing every day. Now, I know that was brutal, so I'm going to slow down now and let's just talk about something, guys. I believe that this bull run has immense opportunity. I think the risk is a lot more great with the 40 million tokens that have been created. So the dilution is a big thing. But I believe the money's still going to roll into these things when no one's looking, no one's expecting it, and when the fear and greed gets back down to really low and everyone's tired of watching this stuff go down the sideways, they're out of money, Wall Street's going to slowly start buying it. And you're going to wake up in a day, just like you did with the Dino tokens in November, and that sector, whatever sector, is going to start ripping. And everybody's going to FOMO and they're going to forget conversations like this, right? They're not going to take profits. Oh, altcoin season's here. Altcoin season's back. And then they just forget of the risk of how fast this stuff goes down. So for me, I short sell. I short sell almost every day when I'm not too busy, which I have been way too busy lately. I think that's the best way to make money. And every time I've ever made a video, just like the Dino tokens, I got so much hate. I put on like 350 shorts during that week. I shorted XDC, I shorted Algorand, XRP, and XLM. Go look at the charts. That's why I put on so many. I just kept shorting it because none of these tokens, none, can maintain a pump, guys. So when you see something pumping, short it. And if you're not going to learn to short, take some profits, guys. Every one of those Dino tokens, go back and look, dropped at least 50%, at least, including XRP. It's done it twice, and it's probably about to drop another 50%. So, guys, it has nothing to do with these altcoins. That is not hate. That is not FOMO or FUD. It's just an understanding, especially with a project that has bad tokenomics that you get dumped on. They can't maintain a pump. Go study any chart. I just don't get it, guys. I know I'm on my high horse right now. That being said, guys, if y'all want to learn to short, I have a shorting program that I'm extremely proud of, and we've been nailing it inside my inner circle where I post a lot of the shorts. And I really believe, guys, the best way to make money in crypto is to learn to short. And if not right now, when this bull runs over and in the bear market, man, it is by far the best strategy I've ever seen. It fits my personality, and tokens with bad tokenomics in the bear market, if they pump, they're not going to maintain the pump. If a project has bad tokenomics, it can pump in the bull market. It can't maintain the pump. It can maintain it longer and it can still rip. But in the bear market, out of these tokens, they're all going to crash. So once we get to the point where we know altcoin season is over or the bull run is over, guys, they're just going to keep dropping and keep dropping and keep dropping. If you know how to short, the odds are in your favor. Not financial advice, but I'm really proud of this course. And it comes with a Zoom call. If you need your portfolio looked at, or you don't understand how to compare these projects, or you don't have a game plan, the dollar cost average in and out for the rest of this bull run, when it does get the FOMO going, I have a course for that and have a lot of different things. Check out the link below. And guys, we just launched our inner circle. You have a lot of access to me and what I'm up to. And I believe that will help everyone. Again, my goal is to get everyone in that 10% club. Because 90% of everyone watching this is going to lose money. And I'm looking to change that. That being said, whether you take me up on my services or not, do yourself a favor. Get a game plan for the rest of this bull run and learn to take profits along the way. If you don't take profits, you're going to become the prophet. Think about it, guys. I know I'm harping on this. How many of you had really good profits for different altcoins throughout this cycle? Most people did extremely well at some point for at least a handful of their tokens. Didn't take any profits. And for most projects, they're coming all the way back down. I can't even comprehend getting a 4 or 5x and watching it come back. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard of in my life. I took profits on HBAR at 17 cents. Didn't look back. Extremely happy with it. I was tired of the project, tired of the tokenomics. Yeah, I missed some, but here's the difference. First of all, I didn't care. I've redeployed that money. I have it in, and I have a lot of it still in dry powder. But even the people that disagreed with, say, oh, that's too early. Yeah, hindsight. Hindsight's too early. But what I call what, a 3.5x? Almost a 4x? I'm good, right? But the people that disagree with me watched it go up to what, 37 cents? Now where is it? It's almost back where I sold it. So they lost all that profit, all of it, because they had no strategy. And if you go back and study, and HBAR was one of my biggest bags, not fudding on it. But if you go look at a chart, guys, look at the tokenomics, look at the supply increase. HBAR has already like 3x'd its market cap from the last bull run. So it's had a hell of a bull run, but it didn't reflect in the price. Why? Bad tokenomics. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. But guys, I'm extremely bullish. The United States government is going to buy Bitcoin if they're serious. They're just going to do it budget neutral. But I can't even comprehend how good this is. And I believe they want to buy Bitcoin. Now, I don't believe they're going to be as aggressive as I had hoped, but I don't know their plan. But I do know this. I know they have one, and I know they're going to stack more Bitcoin some way, somehow. But even if they don't, the states are in line to do it. The world is going to do it. I did a video about the game theory and all that. I'll leave the link at the end. Guys, the world has woke up to Bitcoin. And we could have the biggest bubble in history through Bitcoin. I really believe that. We could have a supply shock, a real supply shock. No one's selling their Bitcoin, not the smart money, not the big money. The exchanges are running dry. The miners are not selling their Bitcoin. There's only so much. And Texas, for example, is this close. Their last vote, and they're looking to buy, I think it was up to 10% of their GDP. Guys, people don't know this, but Texas GDP, if they were a country, would probably be in the top 12, definitely in the top 15 as a country. It's one of the most powerful states out there. And if they start putting 10% of their money into Bitcoin, just that state alone, and we already have, last I checked, I think 24 states already making proposals to buy Bitcoin. Guys, the outlook is tremendous. So when you add all that for Bitcoin, and then you add in the liquidity, I can't help but be bullish. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But here's one thing I truly believe, guys. The money's too easy for the smart money. And if they've been buying Bitcoin, and Bitcoin just goes up, up, and up, and it separates from altcoins, and the Bitcoin dominance keeps going up. It gets in the 60s, maybe pushing 70s again, which quite frankly blows me away. It has been there before. I believe it's been as high as 73%. But this is how it's going to work out, in my opinion. They're going to take those or not trillions, but billions of dollars of profits, and they're going to go, hey, we just made all this profit. Let's take a little bit, just a little bit, which a little bit is a ton of money. Throw it into this easy money. Let's go abuse retail. Let's go cause some pumps. Let's go manipulate some markets. Let's go jump into gaming. Let's go pump some real world assets. Let's go have some fun with the retail. And that's going to create altcoin season, in my opinion. Now, could I be wrong? Absolutely. Which tokens are going to pump? I don't know. I know I'm getting a lot more conservative, but I'm stacking Ethereum. I'm stacking Ondo. I'm about to do a video probably tomorrow about Ondo. Can't be more bullish. I think it's one of the safest bets in crypto. It's not financial advice. Anyway, that's enough of my rant, guys. Hit the like button. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And no matter what, come back and be part of this community. And hopefully you'll get some coaching if you need it, guys. I'm telling you, shorting's the way to go. But we have our inner circle. I think that'll help you out as well. Take care, guys. I can't be more bullish. I know this is rough, but that's what tough love looks like.